Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect. Hey, Shalom. This is just a continuation of asking, AI, pretty much asking the AI about the hour of temptation, the infrastructure that's being set up, and all this is leading into the MOTB system, the mark, well, the mark of the beast. So that being the RFID C-hip implant, you have many different companies. You have Neuralink, you have Dangerous Things, and all this is working in together with AI and the different things that are being set up, like the Internet of Bodies. All this is going to be a unified system that you need to be connected in order to participate in. And if you're not connected, you're going to be ostracized, the enemy of the new order that's being set up, and you're going to be put to death. Be sought for to be put to death. So where I ended off yesterday, this is and I'm trying out. I forgot my phone could do this. I could do split screen, so I don't have to switch back and forth between the screens, because I'll have a problem to where the Chat GPT will, or the browser I'm using, either one of those will reset or take a long time to load, and normally I'll have a problem with the Chat GPT with it resetting and going back to a blank screen, so I'll have to reload the prompt, and this is just to help so it doesn't have to continually reload or switch between screens. And Lord willing, this is edifying. So where I left off yesterday, where it asked me a question, I say I ignore these questions that it asked me in return. And being that this is the hour of temptation that we're entering into, this is going to be very hard times. So matter of fact, I'll start here with 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 1. This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. And when you look at this word for perilous, it's G5467, chalepos. And it says, through the idea of reducing the strength, difficult, dangerous, fierce, hard to do, hard to take, hard to approach, hard to bear, troublesome, dangerous, harsh, fierce, savage. So these times that we're entering into are going to be very difficult to deal with. And if you don't have Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai with you, then you don't have any kind of hope to make it through this, without taking that C-hip. Because the C-hip, this is the ultimate comfort. In your time of affliction, everything that's going to be look to be appealing about this. You're going to be able to eat, you're going to be able to buy stuff, you're going to be able to live comfortably. Whereas serving Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, you're going to be uncomfortable. And if you're serving Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, you already prepared your mind that you're going to be uncomfortable in uncomfortable situations, having to move from place to place, but also knowing that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai takes care of his servants. That he cares deeply for his elect. So, ultimately, the slight discomfort, I'll say, compared to the kingdom, compared to eternal life, compared to immortality, compared to being blessed beyond, your comprehension on this side, this is a very small discomfort. And I might come back to this, Lord willing, but I put in the Chat GPT, Proverbs 29 and verse 2, says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. So In the times that we're in, let me go back to this, Job 9:24. The earth has been given into the hands of the wicked. And I just said it, but I'm gonna get it anyway. So this is Job chapter 9 and verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So considering the times that we're in, the wicked are in rulership. This is an hour of temptation. The people are going to be mourning. This is going to be hard to deal with times because the wicked are in rulership. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? So he covered the faces of the judges. He's covered over the image of the Heavenly Father Yahweh, hid his name, covered up the image of his son Yahushai, hid his name, called him Jesus, made him look like a Jared Leto, taking away all those images, covered up the angels, everything, taking away the scriptures, made themselves to be the people of the scriptures, and then ultimately throwing it over his shoulder, throwing it behind him. But this is, and it says, if not, where and who is he? So if not, who has done this? Who's done this in the earth? Through iconoclasm, through Renaissance art. This is Esau Edom, the so-called white man that plastered up his own image. So this is who the wicked are in rulership right now, and the earth is mourning. And it told me to, again, Proverbs 29:2, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. So also, Yahweh Shem Yahushai sets up different kingdoms. I'll get that in Daniel. It says it, I believe, in different ways, but in Daniel, I think it's Psalms. Give me 1 second. Daniel chapter 4 and verse 17. This matter is by decree of the watchers, and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth over it the basis of men. So who's in rulership right now? This is Esau Edom, the basis of men, the lowest of the low. Even in Maccabees, the first chapter, it says after Alexander ruled, evils were multiplied in the earth. In Yahweh Shem Yahushai, ultimately to take away from this, Yahweh Shem Yahushai is in control of this, control of everything. He sets up kingdoms, he puts them down. Let me see. I know it's a psalm. It might be, I'm thinking 75, but God, the water Yahweh Shem Yahushai. This is Psalm 75 and verse 6. For promotion cometh neither from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south. But the Most High Yahweh Shem Yahushai is the judge. He putteth down one and setteth up another. So in Esau Edom, he's setting up this infrastructure of what he thinks he's going to rule forever. Yahweh Shem Yahushai put it in his mind to do this. But as he's doing this, his kingdom is also being brought down. So ultimately, this is, him being raised up just for this purpose of bringing out the MOTB, being the last kingdom before the kingdom of heaven. And ultimately just to be brought down by the son of the Heavenly Father, Yahushai. So this kingdom, Esau Edom's kingdom, is being brought down as we speak. And the kingdom of heaven is being raised up. Well, it doesn't look like nothing right now, but you're seeing Israelites waking up and preaching the gospel all over the world. Starting with the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. So, and calling on the names of Yahweh while Yahushai. So this is the kingdom of heaven being set up. So that was it for that. Proverbs 29 and verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. and it goes into the a breakdown of and it's keeping it in context what I was asking earlier, what it had posted earlier. So when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. A righteous leader, one who fears Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, upholds justice and serves the people, brings peace, stability, and joy. The people benefit under such leadership because it is based on righteousness, equity, and truth. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. A wicked ruler governs through oppression, deception, selfish gain. The people suffer under such authority. Through corruption, injustice, burdens, and control, their mourning isn't just emotional, but reflects social, spiritual, and economic distress. And are we not going through this right now? Are you not distressed right now? Even the people in the world, people that have no idea, the people that can't pay their bills, making their videos, living in their cars and whatnot, people losing their minds. The entire earth is suffering under this man's rulership. Everything, from the air, the water, the people, the people's minds, the ground, the plants, the animals, the microorganisms. Everything is suffering under this man's rule. And also it says, what if let me see here, that's no flesh. Is it 24? I might have went too far. Let me try it like this. Because if the days were not shortened, no flesh would be saved. Okay. This is Matthew 24, verse 22, and this is Yahushua speaking of the end times and the signs of his return. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. So this man's time is being cut short, because if he was allowed to rule any longer, no flesh will be saved. And that's if under your rulership, it has to be cut short, because there would be nobody left living. That's a wicked, oppressive rulership. To where you're even oppressing yourself. You're gonna kill yourself. Like, that shows you got no kind of wisdom at all. But anyway, it says prophetic and current application. In today's global structure, the wicked are in power, pushing policies that destroy family, morality, and truth. Yeah, through you have different things like what adultery is promoted, feminism is promoted, all that stuff that destroys families. Putting the man out of the house, getting rid of the man, destroying families. All that LGBTism destroys families, immorality. Says oppression is more normalized through surveillance, digital restrictions, financial manipulation. Yeah, a constant surveillance, which we know, you should know that the angels are constantly watching. But this devil is putting himself up as the Most High, is putting himself up as God. Putting his surveillance everywhere, watching you, everything. Like he's a just ruler. Meanwhile, this man is the most wicked. He's using all that surveillance for his own perverted needs. The righteous mourn. As abominations are legalized, the Most High's laws are cast aside. That's like Lot, vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked. You know, if you have a righteous mindset, everything that you see around you should vex you, should bother you in some way. This verse directly reflects what we see. The people rejoice when a leader even pretends to uphold justice. Yeah. But globally, mourning is widespread. Oppression, violence, unrest, fear, because unrighteous rulers, the wicked, are advancing anti-Yahweh agendas. So, yeah, the people are mourning globally because you have a global surveillance. China has the what they call it, the credit system. All that's going to be brought over here. I mean, you already see the surveillance going on everywhere. Cameras everywhere. You know, constantly tracking your license plates. All that. Constantly tracking your online activity, looking at everything that you're doing. You have no privacy. Even your modems. You know, if you got internet in your house or whatever, you know, everything that's in your house is used to track you. You know, you got your smartphones, your smartwatches, your smart TV, you know, your laptops, your modems. Like I said, the modem can be used to map out your house, see how many people are in your house, whatnot. This is a very oppressive system. And this is all this devil trying to keep his rulership. So this is, and it says parallel scriptures. So it says Sirach chapter 10, and it goes to verse 1 through 3, which, you know, it's quoting it. So it says, a wise judge will instruct his people. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. So as the ruler of the city, the higher ups, that behavior is going to trickle down to those, you know, below him. So if the wicked are in authority and rulership, guess what? All the people under that rulership are also wicked. All the people in that government are wicked. Isaiah 10 and verse 1, 10 and 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, to turn aside the needy from judgment. And it's just quoting it, but woe unto this devil has put out many unrighteous decrees. You can't collect rainwater. You can't, you know, have a personal garden. You know, things like that. And I read Job 9 and 24. I forgot that was in there. This is Revelation 18 and 23. By thy sorceries were all nations deceived. It also says something similar in Jeremiah. What is it? Babylon have been a golden cup. You know, this whore, Babylon the Great, deceived all the nations. So continuing on, what this means for the faithful, this verse is not just an observation. This verse is not just observation; it's a measuring stick. When you see global mourning and oppression, it's a sign that the wicked rule. Yeah, and that the time is approaching for judgment. So also, that's in Revelation 18 that I quoted, but basically the destruction of this place is coming. It's going to be by thermonuclear fire. The solution isn't to trust in political fixes, but to seek the kingdom, separate from Babylon, prepare for the rule of the righteous kingdom Messiah. And yeah, we're seeking the kingdom. We're separating, and we can't, there's nowhere we can go. This is a global control. We're separating in our mind and our spirit. Like it says, what is that? This place is polluted. It will destroy you. So we separated. And I don't want to. And then I said it because it mentioned Palantir in an earlier section. It says the head of Palantir was quoted saying his product works best in hard times. And I didn't remember the exact quote, but you know, the AI The AI got me. So, yes, you're referring to comments made by Alex Karp, the CEO of Palantir Technologies, a company deeply involved in government, military, and predictive surveillance technology. So all this is control, surveillance and predictive, like I went into yesterday, you are predicting a criminal, like pre-crime, what they called in Minority Report. So what he said, Alex Karp has been quoted saying, "Our software is built for times like these. It works best in crisis." So let me see. Karp during earnings calls and interviews. So, and for time's sake, I'm not going to find the footage. I might find it later, and put in one of the videos. But also, hey, I don't know if these things, like, it'll get taken down, whatnot. And I don't even want to risk it. But he's quoted as saying that. You can probably just look up that quote. He has repeatedly emphasized that Palantir thrives in uncertain, chaotic, or dangerous global conditions. And also, what it said in 2 Timothy, the 3rd chapter. These are perilous times. This is when this oppressive system, this oppressive surveillance system, is going to thrive. He has repeatedly emphasized that Palantir thrives in uncertain, chaotic, or dangerous global conditions, pandemics, war, economic collapse, or terrorism. Why that's important, Palantir's platform, like Gotham and Foundry, are used to fuse government and private data for real-time tracking, predict behavior and threats using AI and machine learning, provide intelligence for war, law enforcement, and health systems, analyze populations at the macro level for policy or suppression. So this is basically AI to analyze everything, look at everything in a chaotic time. Who's happy? Who's oppressed? Who's dissatisfied? Who looks like he's about to do something? Check out all his information. When's the last time he bought a weapon? What does he know? Check his internet search history. What's he been reading? What's he been looking at? What's his algorithm? So, continuing on, the implication, the worse things get, the more governments rely on Palantir to manage or control populations. Right. And this is where the MOTB comes in. You're gonna fall into that. What do they call it? Ordo ab chaos. It says ordo ab chaos is a Latin phrase meaning order out of chaos. It is a motto associated with Scottish rite with the Scottish rite of Freemasonry, signifying their mission to bring order and enlightenment from a state of disorder and darkness. So the chaos is being created in order to bring this new order. So, and it references Revelation 13:15. I'm not going to go to it. It says the beast system uses intelligence and power to force control over who may buy, sell, or live freely. So you go to that, it's speaking directly to this. This is Daniel 8. It's not talking about Daniel 8. This is when you read this chapter, it's going into, the different kings that ruled over the times. It starts off with the Persians and then goes into Alexander the Great and then his 4 generals. And it's speaking, matter of fact, a better one to go to than that, because that's actually speaking of a person, is here Daniel chapter 12. And I'll start at verse 4. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. Speaking of these end times, the books have been shut up, and now they're opened again in the end times, and knowledge has increased exponentially. Also, Ezekiel chapter 28 and verse 3. Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that they can hide from thee. So they're wiser than Daniel. There's no secrets. They have knowledge at their fingertips. They got AI now. You have knowledge of many things. And I'm going to continue on. I'm just going to close out after this one, and Lord willing to continue. It says Palantir's tech enables a system of rule not based on judgment or not based on justice, but algorithmic surveillance and predictive control. So this isn't, a righteous rulership. It's based on, control over everything and what they deem is good or bad. So what to consider when crisis becomes opportunity for a company, ask who benefit is it serving, or whose benefit is it serving? So the Apostle Gabar always mentions this cui bono, meaning who benefits. Systems like Palantir normalize monitoring, profiling, and controlling people in the name of safety. So all this is just in the name of safety. Look at all the stuff that's going on around the world. Don't you want to be safe? Look, the dollar's already gone. Don't you want your money back? Don't you want to live comfortably? Don't you want AC? These tools are global and often hidden, used in wars, immigration systems, police forces, and health departments. It's also going into Edom's blessing, the sword. He's a cunning hunter, has knowledge of different traps, different kinds of weaponry. And this is a trap. It's hidden. The righteous are called to discern the signs, not be deceived by peace and safety rhetoric, and prepare for the hour of temptation. So, hey, I'm gonna end off right there. Hey, Lord willing, it was edifying. I'm gonna give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect. Hey, Shalom.